Man, we are 1 day away from the finale, the 30 days. Straight, every single day. No gaps, no missed days. 30 days, absolutely straight, every single day for 30 days. Suitcase carry, 10 minutes every single day. Let's go. Thank the Lord that I've had no pain, no nothing. This is awesome. I'm very excited for tomorrow, Friday night. Have to do something a little special. But first, I just want to shout out a few people. I haven't responded to several comments in the last couple of days. You know, just kind of, been, not feeling the greatest, whatever. But shout out to Marco's movement. Marco, what's up, man? Thank you so much for your comments that you've been giving on my videos. Thank you for the support. I like what you're doing on your channel, man. So keep it up. So anybody watching, go check out Marco's movement. That's Markos movement. Marco's movement. And then another one is Silverback Strength. Thank you, Silverback. I believe your name is Glenn. So thank you, Glenn, so much. Thank you for being an inspiration, for just showing us that age doesn't have to stop us. Thank you again for your comments and support. And I will respond back to your comments tomorrow. So thank you so much, those two. We also have Deadlift. Thank you, man. I actually don't know your first name, so I need to find that out. But thank you so much. Oh my gosh, there's my wife. Hi, what's up? Oh man, so thank all those people. Shout out to my wife. This minute has been going on for a very long time, so I think the timer stopped working. Let me check the timer. Hold on. Yeah, having a good time today. Let's see. Whew. Tomorrow's Friday. Excited for the weekend. Have fun, chill out a little bit, enjoy time with family. I actually don't have much to talk about today. Not much at all. My right forearm is definitely feeling it right now because I've been holding it for like 3 minutes now. So, really hoping that timer says that it's time. Oh, you gotta be joking me. Is the timer not working still? Oh my goodness. You gotta be joking me. Hold on. This is the worst upset ever. Hold on. Watch real quick. Did you see that I was trying to do out? Alright, now I got the Apple Watch out. Shout out to my mother-in-law who got this for me. It's free or something like that, so that's cool. Now it's on my own plan, so now we pay for it. So don't be going thinking weird things. Like people be paying my bills. Alright, so let's get the timer out here. We're gonna set it for a minute, and we're gonna start on the left hand because I've already done a minute on the right. And why is my Apple Watch being weird as well? Okay, ready? And we're going. Alright, here we go. Man, so I probably held like, what was that? Like 3.5, 4 minutes, maybe 4 minutes. Definitely 3.5 minutes on the right arm because the timers weren't working. That's crazy. So hopefully I don't get too fatigued on this arm today. But that felt pretty good. There may actually be a spot in the program to do something like switch it to doing more time than 1 minute on each side, because that's basically as high that I'm going. Because the idea is just every single month add 5 pounds to the overall weight and just do it like that. But there might be a period of time where it's like, oh wait, actually let's just shoot for like 5 minutes on each side, straight instead of back and forth. But anyways, yeah, today, oh, there's the timer. Let's switch hands. So my wife, she's been making carrot cake. I got one of my clients to buy the carrot cake, which is awesome. And my wife wants to make cake pops of the carrot cakes now. So I think it's a great idea. I think it's awesome. I really want her to be able to figure out a recipe where she uses like vanilla protein powder, so that it's a lower calorie and a higher protein option for people, and use like non-fat things like that. But excited for that, excited to see where that goes. I also got some electrolyte powder, some ginger turmeric powder, and some pineapple powder. And so I want to mix that sort of and put it in these little things, these little containers, so that every single day I can have sort of a mixture that I can just dump into my water and be able to drink. It's going to taste good, and it's going to do some great things for me. The ginger turmeric, I chew 425, what's up? Switch sides. The ginger turmeric is going to help just sort of wake me up. It's going to help, the turmeric is going to help with any sort of inflammation. So that's awesome. The ginger is really good for gut health. The electrolyte powder has like calcium, magnesium, potassium, chloride, sodium, of course. So that's going to help just really hydrate me for the start of my day. It also has basically every other trace mineral that you can think of. So that's great. It's just going to help my body function better. And then the pineapple powder. Pineapple has a lot of bromelain, which is its sort of enzyme that it has in there, and that helps break things down. I know that some people have taken bromelain pills to basically act as like a peptide. That's basically pretty much what it is. It's an enzyme. So they've taken bromelain to help with like recovery from injuries, joint pains, and things like that. So having this pineapple powder in there is going to add some bromelain. It's going to help with digestion. It's also going to help with, I'm hoping it's going to help with any sort of like joint pain, things like that. I don't know why Siri is listening to my conversations, but anyways, doing good here. I think this is what we've done twice on each side, so this would be the third round going. So that's awesome. Feeling really great. Upper back feels great. Mid back feels great. Lower back feels great. Arms, everything, legs feel fantastic. So that's good. I'm excited for this mixture. I want to try to sell it to some people to see if they like it. And I'm going to have it in these little containers, so you can just like dump it in your water bottle. And it's going to be a great little morning mixture for people. So I'm excited for that. Switching sides. Feeling super good right now. Whoo-wee! Feeling awesome. Oh, day 29 of a 30-day challenge. It's so awesome. It just feels kind of weird because, again, like I was saying before, it feels weird having done, like saying, oh, I've done this 29 days in a row. We got Michaela Rodriguez-Mika, what's up? It just feels weird, like 29 days have passed since I've done this. That's just kind of crazy. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but a lot has happened in those 29 days. Like this 30-pound kettlebell feels super light. Beard, yes, I've got a beard. And that's awesome to see that there's actually something that has changed in my body. So, interesting fact or interesting thing about beards. I'm not actually sure it's totally true, but I was apparently, if you have a beard, that means that your ancestors were really good fighters, because a beard acts as extra cushion from a punch. And so men who basically had beards were more protected from like someone hitting them, which means they probably lived longer or more often compared to people who didn't have beards, who didn't have that protection. And if they lasted or survived longer, that means that they were able to have more offspring. I don't know how true that is. I think it's a funny thing to think about. Think about all my ancestors having big poofy beards, and that's why they survived from lots of punches. And it's also a funny thing to me how it's like there's some, it's just literally just in your genetics, like it's in your DNA. Like either you grow a beard or you don't. There might be some special ways to help your beard grow, I don't know. But some guys, like no matter what they try, they just can't grow a beard. And it's like all the beard products that say, oh, we help you build a beard. All the beard products in the commercials, the beards that have like big beards that use the beard products, they already had big beards. Like they didn't get big beards from the product. They already had big beards. So it's just so funny to me because it's like marketing to people who want to grow a beard, but the product is not going to help them actually grow the beard because what you need is just your DNA to turn on properly, and you know, so it's just kind of funny. Anyways, totally off topic of what this is, but I think it's funny. So, something else to think about that might be kind of morbid right now is my son. He just turned like 1 year old. And I was talking to a client the other day about like, my son's probably never gonna have a job. And like, that sounds so weird, but it's like by the time, you know, he's like 16 and he's legally able to work at, you know, some places, it's like there's not gonna be any jobs available. And if there are, it's like not gonna be available to you know, lower workers and stuff like that. So it's just super interesting. That means, you know, I always think about my grandma. She was born in 1941. You know, God rest her soul. Peace be upon her. She was born in a completely different time than I was born. I was born in 1999. And so it's like for her to see all that has changed. Like when she was a kid, even when she was a young adult, like my age, there was no such thing as the internet. There was no such thing as cell phones. It's like, that's so crazy. If you wanted to know anything, you had to either read it in a book or you had to ask someone. That's crazy to me. There's so much that's like changed, like a crazy amount has changed. And it's like even more is gonna change. Like by the time, you know, I'm like in my 70s, we're probably, like the world's gonna be completely different. Like completely different. And that's so weird because all throughout the course of history, that hasn't really necessarily been the case. Like if your family was like farmers, like in terms of technology, I'm saying, like things didn't change as rapidly as they are changing now. Like sure, yeah, long ago, you know, probably had a war, and then somebody took over this country or that country, or this village took over that village. And things like change, but technology-wise, like not much actually changed. And that's kind of a weird spot to be in, where it's like every single year there's a new technology coming out, like a new thing that is available to the masses, to consumers. And that's just so crazy to me, because that's never happened literally in the history or recorded history of human beings. So, I have no idea how many times we've gone back and forth, how many rounds we've done. So I'm just gonna probably go till like, I don't know, the live stream is on 20 minutes or something like that, because then I'll know for certain that I've done, you know, 10 rounds. But it's only like 6 more minutes, so very doable. But yeah, just interesting to think about, you know, like the world in 10 years, in 20 years, is going to be, because I'm 27, almost 28. So, you know, think about in 13 years, I'll be 40 years old. Like my mom right now is 50. So, in 23 years, I'll be the same age as my mom is right now. And by the time I'm her age, the world will look completely different than what it looks like right now. Like just completely different. Like there'll probably be like flying cars everywhere. There will probably be robots that have taken over every job. There will probably be, you know, robots and AI and all sorts of homes. I don't even know if humans will exist anymore in 23 years. Because I don't know if we'll blow ourselves up or we'll get annihilated by some sort of, I just heard recently, there was the first like AI made virus, like just in some lab, AI like made an actual virus. And it's like, this is getting a little ridiculous. Like, you know, one of those viruses, you know, accidentally gets released. And it's like, well, there goes humanity. You know? It's like everybody thought it was going to happen like in the movies. They thought it was going to be like Skynet and Terminator, like come in and robots come in, or like in iRobots, the robots are coming to kill humans, but it's like really it's just a virus that AI created in a lab and then it got leaked out accidentally and then human beings got exterminated from the planet. Like, that's just kind of funny to me. It's morbid, but it's just kind of funny. Because it's like, well, you know. Now, let's say you're a Christian. If you're a Christian, then, you know, you believe in some capacity that there's going to be some sort of 1,000 years of peace at some point, but before heaven descends down onto earth. Now, some people think the 1,000 years comes before Jesus appears, and some people think Jesus appears, and then the 1,000 years of peace happen. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it that much, so I'm not really certain of which one more likely is. But either way, there's going to be 1,000. If you're a Christian, then you would probably believe, based off of Revelation in the Bible, that there's going to be 1,000 years of peace on this earth before actual judgment day. So, you know, if you believe in that, then that gives hope for humanity. Because that means that we're not going to all blow each other up. And we're not all going to, you know, be exterminated and die. Now, it doesn't say how many people will survive. You know, that could only be, you know, a whole virus wipes out a bunch of people. And there's only, you know, 1 million humans left on the planet out of 8+ billion. Well, yeah, that could definitely happen. You know, like if a zombie apocalypse happens or something like that. Which I could definitely see that AI could create some sort of zombie virus. But if that happened, it's like, yeah, most of us are gone. That's what Jesus says anyways. You know, this is a past era. You know, it's like many are invited, but few come. So it's like, he's basically saying not very many people are going to make it into heaven. Which is an interesting thought. But when you really think about it, it's like, well, if there's currently like 8 billion plus people on the planet, you know, and that's more people are alive currently than there has ever existed in the entirety of human history combined. It's like, well, you know, I don't know how many humans have existed since, you know, the beginning of recorded history. But out of 8 billion people, let's say you have, you know, 1 billion people make it into heaven. That's still the few. Like, that's still 1 out of every 8 people make it into heaven. That's still the few that make it in. So it doesn't necessarily mean that Jesus is saying like, hey, you know, 1 out of, you know, 1 million people are going to make it in. But it could be. But even if you take like, you know, 1 million people out of 8 billion people, well, that's a really few amount of people that made it in. But it's still, in general, quite a few people, 1 million people. So, because at least in Revelation, it gives the coordinate, or it gives the measurements for the walls of the new heaven, or heaven when it descends on earth, the new city of heaven. And it's not that big. Now it does say that people are going in and out of the city gates, and that there's no need for the sun, because the glory of, you know, God is so bright that it shines light everywhere. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I guess the question, but it also is a new earth. So if there's a new earth, and people are going in and out of the city, well, wouldn't that mean there would be something kind of like, sort of in the idea of like Rome? The idea that all roads lead to Rome, and that, you know, the sort of capital of Rome, everybody is going there in the ancient Roman world. And so people still live outside the main city of Rome, but people are coming there from all over. So it could be a similar thing. It's like there's a lot of people that live on actual Earth, but only a few live in the actual city of heaven. You know, people are going in and out of the city to do different things. That's definitely possible. Alright, that's pretty much, I'm sure that's been 10 rounds on each side. I definitely did more than 10 rounds. Felt really good, felt easy. I'm not feeling like any more fatigued than normal. So it's pretty awesome to know that I can definitely go more than 10 minutes and it's not a problem. But it felt awesome. Good little random tangent there about the Bible and everything like that. Again, super excited. Today was day 29. And tomorrow, day 30. That's pretty wild. 30 days straight, suitcase carry. And yeah, then we're going to move on to doing 30 days straight of the heavy club. So peace out.